Hello and welcome everyone, my name is Xandierious and we are back in it for another Magic Arena video. This time I have a 150 card leaf pile, or the 150 leaf pile as I'm calling it here. It is 150 cards and it's all green. I do have fine finality just to get creatures back from the graveyard, and I did splash in 2 woodland cemeteries. Somehow if we get them, we could activate finality. Other than that, it's really just a big janky mess of just green creatures. Green creatures and as much card draw as I could fit in. So it's running all sorts of explore. It has enchantments to draw cards like Colossal Majesty. It has Beast Whisper to draw cards. And it's just a big janky mess that I thought of last second here, and I thought it was pretty entertaining. I wasn't planning on making a video tonight, but I was just sitting there on the couch and all of a sudden I was like, 150 card green deck, go. And I built this deck. I have not tested it yet. I just finished constructing it and we are in a game, hopefully here in a couple seconds. Magic Arena is probably like looking at my deck like, oh my God, Xander, what do I do with this monstrosity? I don't know if it knows what to do with my deck. It's really just a mess. It is an absolute mess of cards. I wonder if it's going to prioritize matching us against another deck that runs over 60 cards. This is currently the most I've waited for a match. I have never waited for a game for this long. I wonder if I should keep talking or if I should fall silent and put in a cut. Okay, we have a match. That was definitely the longest I've ever waited for a match. Okay, so we have 3 lands. I'm not mana screwed. I have some early turn play, some late turn play. We'll keep it. We will keep it. We will not complain. What are we running up against? We are running up against a deck that does have 60. Their deck's going to be better optimized, but they don't have 150 damn cards in their deck. They are clearly at the disadvantage here. We're going to play out the Walker. I want to avoid playing the Migration right now. I want to play it kicked up if possible. We're playing against Golgari by the looks of it. Alright. I don't necessarily hate holding on to the Migration. Yeah, let's hold on to the Migration. We'll play it probably before Multani here. It's good sacrifice fodder plus maybe it'll draw a kill spell away from Multani if we're lucky. Next turn we'll be able to play Goreclaw, which is pretty clutch. They're going to Chupacabra away our Wild Growth Walker, assuming that we'll be able to explore. Spoiler alert. Oh, shoot. We can explore. Well, that's just unfortunate for us. We're going to play out the Goreclaw. It's probably going to die. We're going to take whatever blocks we can with it. I'm not too picky. Currently, the only thing it ramps us with is... Oh, it doesn't even ramp us with Multani because Multani doesn't have any... attack or defense. A pretty useless card right now, but if we draw some of the other beefier creatures in our deck, we could get something cool. Looks like we're playing against potentially a competitive Golgari deck here. Haven't seen Vivian Reed yet, but I mean, I can play it maybe. Should I keep it on top and then bin it? I think I'm just gonna bin it straight up. There we go. And then let's just yeah, let's get some sacrifice fodder. At this point in the game, I think it's a necessary step. They could block with the Chupacabra and the Land of War to kill it. Oh, they would have to do more than that because it's gonna buff itself. So we definitely attack. We make them throw some creatures at it. They are going to double block. We're actually going to kill the Midnight Reaper and... Oh, we can kill them both. Yeah, I mean, it's not always the best play. they can get Chupacabra back from the graveyard. Plus, this is some good card draw for them. I could have put it in such a way that only one of them died. Surprising that they went for the kill on the Jade Light. Especially since I haven't seen anything but green in this deck. It's safe to assume that shit's going to be going down on my turn. Oh, we're doing excellent on the land. I think we play out the Giganosaurus that just stonewalls the Carnage Tyrant. No attacks. Right now, the Saprolings are just acting as protection against... What are you doing here? A lurking Chupacabra. It's not something you see every day. They're going to turn my Giganosaurus probably into an 8/8, or they're going to start ticking away at my Saprolings, which wouldn't be a bad idea. It gets rid of my sacrifice fodder against cards like Eldest Reborn. You draw another land that makes Multani a 7/7. I'm going to play out the other Giganosaurus, though. And I can attack. I think they're more than happy to block with a Land of War Elves at this point in the game. And not knowing if they have something to kill my other Giganosaurus to hang back with, I'm not going to take 7+ damage from an attack with Carnage Tyrant and whatever else they feel like throwing out. So, contrary to popular belief, we are going against a janky, whatchamacallit, Golgari deck. So they're going to kill my other token. That leaves my Giganosaurus susceptible to Eldest Reborn. Not this turn, but some of the following turns. They do play a Detection Tower. The one Carnage Tyrant that I own is shaken in its boots. I mean, right now we are setting pretty good. We have two 10/10s. The Lurking Chupacabra is going to have a hard time dealing with that. Obviously, I don't block with my 6/6. They did empty out their hand. That gives us a great chance to play Multani, especially with a land on the top. Multani can reoccur from our graveyard. There it is. And I think I just go in for the 20 damage. No fear at this point. They probably chump it with the Diviner and the Llanowar. Yep, there's the Diviner going away. We can probably see Llanowar. Unless they want to be an absolute mad lad and take 10 damage. I mean, maybe they block with the Branch Walker. They could attempt to reoccur value. Seems like they're going to do a double block here. They do have Fine Finality, so they'll be able to get their Carnage Tyrant back. I'm going to make sure to kill it. What they probably do is they probably go for Ravenous Chupacabra and the Carnage Tyrant with Fine Finality. They could also pop the Memorial to Folly to bring back, oh, I don't know, Midnight Reaper. So I see them highlighting Carnage Tyrant and Ravenous Chupacabra. That's definitely going to be their play. If he kills Multani, not he, if opponent kills Multani, that's going to be a terribly bad move for them. They would be able to sneak in 7 damage maximum. They do go for the most optimized kill. And now they're stuck holding Carnage Tyrant. Top decking a land's not necessarily what I want to see. I'm going to push through with the 9 damage. Multani does have the trample. They probably throw the Chupacabra in the way regardless of how much they want to block. The Ravenous Chupacabra, that is. Because they'll be able to recur the value of it through Memorial to Folly. I'm alright with that. Might mean that I take a Carnage Tyrant to the face. But if they block with enough defense, let's see, 3, 6, 9, I can kill all this. I want to make sure I kill the Jade Light, then the Lurking, Ravenous Chupacabra can die last. I mean, I could make it so the Ravenous Chupacabra lives. I don't hate that. Yeah. So I'm going to return the 2 lands I tapped, and I'll be able to play one of them. Oh, have I played a land this turn? I think I might have. But I get Multani back on the battlefield as a 7/7. They're not going to be able to reoccur the Ravenous Chupacabra. I don't know what they top decked. If they top deck... Oh, that's brutal. That's about as brutal of a play as they could have hoped for. Exiling the Multani totally deals with it. And it made me return 2 land, which I'm not going to be able to play. I'm going to have 8 mana next turn. If I draw something that costs more than 8, I'm going to be in trouble. I'm wondering if I scoop this game. I don't have any card draw at the moment, and they've dealt with my board pretty thoroughly. But at the same time, I've kind of dealt with theirs because of all the double blocks that they've had to take. They know about these lands, so I don't fear playing them. I'm going to play Branch Walker. It's not going to do much. It might thin out our top deck. It might also reveal some things I might want to keep. It just thins the top deck. Getting a lot of land. I wonder if I need to cut back. I feel like the land that I run is appropriate for the amount of cards, but maybe I just cut back on some of the cards. I'm not going to block the Chupacabra. I mean, yeah, that's game right there. I'm going to concede. We're not going to win at that point. Top decking lands is probably the worst thing for us. I'm going to go into my 150 leaf pile here. Let's see. We are 33% land. If I look at a more well-crafted deck, such as Abs and Misfits that I played yesterday, we're playing 40% land in that. And something like Mono Blue Tempo is 33%. So I think the land base should be fine. Maybe... get out of here. Maybe I do play some more Explore. I could play the Wayfinder here. Could also play Enter the Unknown. It does give me another Explore. Let's cut 2 lands. Put in a Token Maker. Yeah, one of these. Do I put in 2 of those, actually? I could put in 2 of those instead of the Explore creature. Could put in Polyraptor for the absolute memes. That seems excessive. Yeah, I'm probably fine the way it is right there. Alright, so we're going to queue up for another game. It's probably going to take a while. So if there's another cut, I do apologize, but I mean, I don't think you want to sit and listen to me talk for 2.5 minutes while it tries to find another opponent. So I will be right back. Here's our opponent. After a long wait, we finally found one. Let's see what kind of hand we get. I did cut 2 land from the pile, so anything's up for grabs. Looks like we're still doing good on land. We have a turn 2 play with a turn 3 adapt if we want. We have Sprouting Renewal if we want to pop out a 2/2, I think. And then we got the Ooze. You know how much I like the Ooze? Actually, it is one of my favorite cards right now. Oh no! Oh no, is that mono red aggro? Am I about to see a Gitu? Fanatical Firebrand. Oh boy. Oh boy, you're gonna die. You're not gonna do much. You're gonna die, and you're useless. Alright. I mean, I guess we just play this out. If we survive to turn 5 with the mana to play it, We do have a Giganosaurus lined up, and that will brick wall the ground creatures for green. Could play Thorn Lieutenant. I think that's the better play here. They're probably gonna... I don't know. They're forced to Lightning Strike. If they use 2 spells on it, I'll get 2 1/1 elf creature tokens. If they use a Lightning Strike or Wizard's Lightning or something... Well, they can't right now, but they Wizard's Lightning it later. I still get a creature. That's gonna use up 2 burn to get rid of Thorn Lieutenant. Never realized how good this card is against mono red burn. I'm starting to realize it now. It's a fantastic card. The more and more I think about it, it does so much. Worst case scenario, it eats up 2 mana to take a lightning strike from my face to this creature to produce a 1/1, which will probably be Fanatical Firebranded, or it can be shocked. Of course, if they attack with the Firebrand rather than using the Firebrand's ability, I will block. I will absolutely take the block. I need to preserve my life total as much as possible. So 2 mana got us a 1/1 and made them discard Lightning Strike. Alright, if I try to Rabid Bite their Firebrand, they go face with it. I could play out the Growth Chamber Guardian. I could also create a elf. I think I make the Growth Chamber Guardian because I can save Sprouting Renewal to get rid of a... oh, what is the enchantment called? Experimental Frenzy, which would be pretty devastating. Now, I don't know why they're going to hold up priority here. There we go. I'm just going to kick it over to them. I'm trying to think. I definitely didn't attack there. I don't want to offer them the trade. I want them to offer me the trade, especially since they could shock this creature and then get through with the 1 after I got through with my 1. Every one of my damage is probably gonna deal back like 3 to me. Like, dealing 1 life to them isn't worth it. If I could do 3 to them, that might be worth it. What are they gonna do here? They're thinking about it. Alright, that clears out my 1/1. That puts Growth Chamber Guardian in the way of Fanatical Firebrand. I think they're more than happy to sack the Firebrand now. There's only 1 other Growth Chamber Guardian in my deck. They don't know that, though. By the way, they are playing a normal size deck. Okay. I think my play here is to get back my creatures, since I didn't top deck any land. We'll get back our creatures. It's going to be a reoccurring threat. Next turn, if I get a land, I'll be playing them both out, no problem. I currently don't have a way to get rid of their Goblin Chain Whirler. So I'm probably going to have to eat 3 damage this turn and probably 3 damage next turn. I don't see how I get away with not taking that much damage. And I currently don't see a way to kill their creatures. If I draw a land, nothing in my hand will kill the Chain Whirler, even with a double block. I don't think I run any 3-drops that have 4 defense. Oh, yes, I do. If I draw a Steel Leaf Champion, that would allow me to block and kill the Chain Whirler. And I do have enough mana for that. It would also have to live, which is a big problem. Of course, if I do draw a Steel Leaf Champion out of my 150 cards, 139 that's left, I would put Branchwood Armor, or Blanchwood Armor on it the following turn. I don't think I've ever seen a red player think this much. Maybe I have. Maybe I have. I did play Mono Red Ranked the other video, and I remember having to deal with someone who thinks a lot. So I think if I don't top deck Steel Leaf, I don't know. Do I concede? What can I do next turn? I can chump the Chain Whirler with the Growth Chamber. Maybe Thorn Lieutenant. I need to... Yeah, I think I chump it with Growth Chamber Guardian so I can chump the Get To Lava Runner with Thorn Lieutenant. I take 2 or I take 4. And then I can Blanchwood a Survivor. Will I have a Survivor? Well, Growth Chamber is now dead. It's going to be a problem. I could choose to take the 1 more damage to have a safer block against the Get To Lava Runner. Looks like they're going to have an answer for Thorn Lieutenant. Luckily, that does make a 1/1. And luckily, they had to pay... Well, it doesn't matter if they paid the full price for Skewer or not. Okay. Chain Whirler gets blocked. I take 4. I need a miracle. Does this buy me a turn? Nope. Alright. As cool as Nullhide Ferox is, I'm going to concede this game. So we're back in it again with another opponent. We got Twister 23. I don't know if we're going to be... We're going to be on the draw. We do have Adventurous Impulse. That can find us another land. We have Shaper's Sanctuary for land draw. Merfolk, Branchwalker, and Jadelight Ranger. Let's keep this hand. It's definitely a riskier keep. We're going against another mono red, which is absolutely amazing. I cannot wait. We'll take the forest here. So next turn, I can probably Branchwalker. I do like the idea of jamming a Shaper's Sanctuary for card draw because you know they're going to be targeting our creatures. We have a Steamkin, which is going to be a major problem. Reclamation Sage off the top. It's not a bad thing. That gets rid of enchantments as well. We're going to be ensuring our 3rd land drop. I think next turn, though, we Shaper Sanctuary and Growth Chamber Guardian. That way we can ensure a draw when Growth Chamber Guardian gets zapped, because you know it's gonna. Obviously, we try to take the trade with the Steamkin, but we probably won't get that lucky. Instead, we're gonna block the Get To Lava Runner, basically throwing it away unless they have a Sure Strike. Nope. They just straight up took the trade. We have to go against double Steamkin, which is going to be rough. Oh, we did draw Lana War Elves. Do I play out the Growth Chamber Guardian? Should I be mana efficient? I probably should. We're going to want to zap this. It's going to give us card draw. That's not a bad thing. If we get another land next turn, we will be able to Land of War and Jade Light. As it is, we can Jade Light first. And if that top decks the land, we can Land of War after that. Alright, so we have a 2-2 and a 1-1. I'm going to block the 1-1. I think they're going to try and trick us into blocking the 2-2, play a spell, and then we lose the Growth Chamber. Now we force them to play 2 spells. Or they could have shocked our creature. I think they do have 2 spells if they didn't shock our creature to save their runaway Steamkin. If they don't, I'd be rather surprised. Okay. They had double shock. Their Steamkin lives. I do wish I had blocked the other one. We didn't get any draws, which is very disappointing. They're going to pop this Steamkin by the look of it, add 3 red mana to their mana pool, and then what do? Skewer. Light up the stage. Yeah, light up the stage. We're getting tremendous value right now. They have a lava coil, but nothing to use it on. Can they play a land? I think they can play a land. They have 3 mana again. If they play a spell, which they did, they'll be able to use up the mana from this. And if they have Experimental Frenzy in their hand, which I doubt at this point, I think they would have already played it. They can play it. I don't see them highlighting the Steamkin. So I think that's going to be it for their turn. No, they had one more thing. We're in a lot of trouble here. We're going to be able to... We're going to be able to lava coil my Jade Light. That gives me card draw, but that doesn't matter, really. They have 6 damage. So we're just going to scoop to mono red. Scoop to mono red. That's all we do. Okay, so we have a new opponent here. Different one from the last one. I'm not sure if that game got cut or not, but we ran into another mono red player, and I am hoping so hard that they're not mono red. They don't appear to be. We're getting some good 2-drops here. I'm gonna save the Harpooner. They do look like Golgari. Doom Whisper would probably be the one flyer we would have to worry about. I get a Branch Walker of my own. I'm going to play it immediately. I can play this later. I don't have any elves on the battlefield anyway. We ensure our 3rd mana. They're currently outpacing us. They're showing the fine finality. I'll take the trade. I have a fine finality of my own. We got the ooze, people. We got the ooze. Alright. I think we say, to heck with your Doom Whisper, I need a 3/2. It did get the Undergrowth growing to 4 momentarily before realizing there is no real target. This person seems to have a much more optimized Golgari deck. We're going to be in a lot of trouble if we don't take down that Vivian Reed soon. We have Adventurous Impulse. I think what we do is we try to weaken their board as much as possible. No. We attack Vivian. There we go.
I've seen squirrels.
And then we're going to Adventurous Impulse, take the land, play the land, and it's their go. I forget what we saw there. We saw a Colossal Majesty. It's a shame to lose our card draw, but... I mean, we need to live long enough to deal... Oh, and of course they do have the Doom Whisperer. They have the Chupacabra as well. On my turn, I'll be able to play a 5/5. I think that's what we do. We can find the Harpooner back. 1 mana, and I could have this fight something. Oh no, not 1 mana. What am I thinking of? It's 3 more. The Sage doesn't do anything. The Elf doesn't do anything. I guess we play out the Territorial Allosaurus. I've never said that card's name before, so... It's not... It's one that I got in one of my videos, actually. I think right at the end. Ah, oh, they're lucky enough to have the removal. Vivian Reed is gonna probably ultimate this game, which will be interesting to see. It makes their board indestructible. They are playing the competitive, the one that's taking #1 at the moment. I mean, what do I do here? I probably find... I want the Branch Walker. I'm going to find those. I'm going to play out the Clan Caller. So that's probably going to do the least for me. I like that a janky 150 card deck has been assigned by Arena to go against the deck that has taken #1 in tournaments with the new meta, which is really just the recycled old meta. And we're going to cycle back through. This is the best Magic the Gathering player I've ever seen. So I've scooped. I have to wait for their stupid triggers. Hopefully, Arena sees how janky this is in the next game and doesn't put it against Mono Red Burn or competitive Golgari. The janky Golgari I can forgive, but that's a bit unforgivable. Putting it against something that just took first for best deck in tournaments, which it's the best deck now, but probably not for long. We have our next opponent. We have Bonfaust with a Liliana avatar. I'm glad to see some different avatar here. We have a 1-lander, so we'll have to give up that hand. This hand looks a lot better. We're going to keep it with the land on top to ensure that we can play Jade Light Ranger on curve. I might hold out on playing the Ferox just because there are spells and draw in our deck, and I would hate to have them cost 2 more. So we have some sort of interesting looking deck here. We're going to explore with the Jade Light Ranger and see what we find. We find a fine finality. I think I value that. I value that enough to keep it on top. And as long as everything goes well, I will Blanchwood armor my Jade Light. That will probably force them to block it with the Amara. They won't be able to get the value out of that. I doubt that they take the damage, but maybe they really value pumping out. Oh my gosh. Okay, we get an early 7 damage on turn 4. That's really good. That's like a turn 3 Carnage Tyrant, basically. So they're going to leave the card draw open. They're going to Conclave Tribunal our creature. We're going to cry a little bit. Hope that we get a land. We get a Jade Light Ranger, which is pretty close to the same thing as a land. Rabid Bite. I'm going to keep that on top because I need to get rid of Amara as soon as possible. Or any other threats they decide to play that have 4 toughness. Or they could be very skilled at the game by drawing 2 Conclave Tribunals. We still do have the Rabid Bite. I'm going to be playing the Enraged Sir whatever. We're going to find back our... We don't have any creature cards. We're in a lot of trouble here. They're going to have very good... Oh my gosh. This is frustrating. I won't lie. I hate it when I build a janky deck and I get very not janky opponents. I understand that's how playing Magic is, but when Arena specifically has programs to find competitive matchups for your deck, I hate it when I have a deck that is like a joke of some sort, or it's just trying to do something fun, and it's put up against very competitive decks. I don't know how competitive that Selesnya deck really is, but the fact that they drew in so well with the Conclave Tribunals and everything was just, it was too much. So let's see what we get next. We definitely get a new opponent. That's good to see, an absolute new opponent. But let me tell you, waiting the 2.5 minutes per match just to lose against a competitive deck is getting a little bit much. I don't want to mulligan here just because I'm a little frustrated. I'm not punished by that fact. Apparently we went for the manual tap there as Arena lagged out. By the way, if you tap a land and you want to untap it, just press the Z button. Little tip there if you're still watching. We do get Jade Light on turn 2, which is very nice. Or maybe we don't, as they... Okay, they did not Essence Capture or Essence Scatter our creature. Scared me for a minute. Growth Spiral's quite the evil card. Do I want any more ramp? What do I get next turn? I get Nullhide next turn. I'll keep it. I can get Nullhide next turn, or I can play out 2 creatures, especially since they're leaving mana open. I'm going to play the Druid of the Cowl, which they know about. They might counter it thinking that... Yeah. So I'm glad we didn't go for the Nullhide Ferox. And they didn't counter our Thorn Lieutenant. I think I offer them the trade here. I don't see why not. They do take the trade. It's going to be 6 mana to give Thorn Lieutenant 4/4. They're on that Teferi game, so they're going to have some sort of counter magic. I think that we attack before we do anything else. I don't know if I want to reveal the fact that I can play something for 4. And I think I play Path of Discovery. So let's try to sneak in 2 damage onto Teferi. If we're lucky, they have Root Snare or something of that sort.
That didn't pan out.
They took the damage. We have 2 creatures in the graveyard. I could go for a Finality. I think I try to resolve the Nullhide. I make them counter it right now. It's pretty painful.
No time for a break.
We can find back the Nullhide. They're digging. They'll be able to fully untap where they currently stand. It looks like we're going to be playing against a Nexus. I believe it's Wilderness Reclamation. Is the 4-mana green enchantment. 4 mana. We can try to get the Biogenetic Ooze to resolve. Honestly, I think we just attack with this. Try to resolve Path of Discovery because that doesn't matter too much to us. We might let this resolve. It looks like it will resolve unless they top deck a Syncopate or Negate or Quench. Maybe this is janky because it's running Quench. I'm not really sure. I just hope to not see Wilderness Reclamation. They bounced our Path of Discovery back to our hand, which is very interesting.
Hold that thought.
I have Lethal for Teferi. They've mitigated quite a lot of damage away from their face. So we can double find this turn if we feel like it. I'm only going to attack with the Thorn Lieutenant onto Teferi. Looks like they have something to say about that. They're going to exile our 1 creature. I'm going to take the Search for a Forest. Comes into play tapped. We can probably resolve whatever. I'm going to find back something. Nullhide and Druid of the Cowl. I could go for Jade Light, but at this point, this is my best chance to try and resolve anything. So if I'm lucky, I can resolve Druid of the Cowl. It's not an amazing play, but it's some sort of threat for them.
Let's skip to the good part.
We can play out Multani. We can play out Biogenetic Ooze. We can play everything in our hand except for the Finality because we don't have the black mana. Not that I really care about Finality. I think we need to keep the pressure on Teferi. As much as I would like to resolve something bigger, we need to have them answer this. They're going to settle my 2 mana dorks. This ramps us quite a lot. But it really is a pain in the ass. I'm going to try and resolve the biogenetic ooze. At this point, I think I just try and go for it. They have the quench. It's pretty frustrating. Card's gotten me twice now. So they know about Nullhide. They know about Path of Discovery. They would have quenched the Nullhide. They're more than happy to quench the ooze, though. We have 8 mana. I think we try to resolve some things. They definitely have some sort of counterspell. We're going to Frilled Mystic away my Path of Discovery. They also do have Chemister's Insight, which could be hanging up things. I'm going to try and resolve the Nullhide Ferox. They have the Sinister Sabotage. This is frustrating beyond all belief. I legit can't play a fun, lighthearted deck because the opponent that I'm always given is playing something very competitive. I wonder if it has to do with the saturation of rares in my deck. Rares and, do I even have mythics? Yes, I have Multanis. Alright. I think we try to find back some creatures. The Ooze, the Nullhide Ferox seem like good targets. We're going to Growth Spiral. Get a land out. We get our creatures. 7 mana. I'm going to try and get the Biogenetic Ooze to resolve, because that gives us more creatures on the board. It's more punishing if they settle us. I could oh, of course, they're going to blink it. I still get the Ooze token. I do have a 2/2. They flash in Angel of Grace, and I think that's all I need to see of their win condition. Is it? Maybe not. I can try to just jam Multani next turn. If I play Reclamation Sage, that might seem desperate. We're going to play out the Branch Walker, see if it gets hung up. It's going to get hung up on the Chemister's Insight regardless. I'm going to graveyard that. I think I try to resolve Multani, and if Multani gets countered, then it's over. They're going to dig. They don't have a counterspell in hand. They put it on the bottom. Had the top deck. Looks like they're about the Chemister's Insight. They're not finding what they need from a dig, so they're going 2 more deep. They find a Growth Spiral, they're going to go 1 more deep, so they've gone 4 cards deep to try and find a counterspell. They were not able to find it. I'm going to force the block right now with Frilled Mystic. They flash in a second Angel of Grace. I think I'm starting to realize what deck they're playing.
I'm not ready for this quite yet.
What? What just happened? What did they... Oh, they put Multani third from the top. Okay. Right? I mean, surely they have a counterspell for this, right? Oh, I'm at 2 anyway. What's the point? Alright. I think I'm willing to give this one last go. This is a complete failure of a video. I'm really frustrated. I took a night that I really didn't want to record. And I feel like I'm wasting an hour of my time because I'm at an hour at this point. I'm wasting at least an hour of my time to make a video that's making me miserable on a night I didn't want to record. That is the ultimate feels bad, man. But let's see what we get for this last matchup. Maybe I'll get a feels good moment. And here's our last opponent for the video. I see a lot of fire, but hopefully they're not playing a aggro red deck. We have Branch Walker on turn 2, so I think I'm going to take it. Looks like we're playing Rakdos. Could be the Aristocrat build if we see white come out. I believe that's how it works. Fanatical Firebrand. Could also be looking at red aggro with a splash of black. Let's see what we explore. We get another Branch Walker. I'll keep it. This no longer dies to the Firebrand. I fully expect it to get shocked or lightning struck. But let's see what happens. Maybe they have a third land. Okay, so they are playing Rakdos. They ditch a Rix Maddie Reveler to draw another card. I think playing out the Branch Walker is just fine here. Hopefully we get another land. They're going to kill it before the Explorer goes off. So if this is a land, that'll be good. It's Wild Growth Walker. We could play it just to soak up damage. We don't take the attack. I believe we do take the trade, though. I need to preserve my life total as much as possible to have hope of winning this matchup. We have another Fanatical Firebrand and a Footlight Fiend. It does look like just a Rakdos deck. Honestly, I think we killed a Reveler. What do you think? Could play out the Branch Walker, but if I Rabid Bite the... let's save the Rabid Bite in case they play out a Rekindling Phoenix. So if they play Rekindling Phoenix, we're going to be pretty messed up pretty quick if we don't have an answer for it. They're in a Lava Coil, the Wild Growth Walker. They're probably going to attack, yeah. We're going to take this block. If we block the Fiend, we lose Branch Walker anyway. Granted, they would lose their 2 1-drops, but I don't want to be taking 2 damage right now. We get our third land. I think about playing the Sage. It probably would force the block from the Firebrand. If we play this out, both of them would die to the Footlight Fiend. I think that's our play. In case they eventually drop a Experimental Frenzy, I don't want to mess with the Reclamation Sage. I don't know what I'm playing against. It's not going to be best of 3. They do have another Reveler. Alright, so I'm going to get them both killed here. It's a pretty feels bad moment. We do get the 4th land. I'm going to play out Nullhide Ferox just to jam up the board. That does make Rabid Bite worse. That makes Rabid Bite a 4-drop. But at this point, a 4-drop is fine for killing a Phoenix. That's 4 mana for a 4-mana Phoenix. Pretty even trade. They're looking at me. I thought they were looking at the Ferox. Maybe they were. I think we try to resolve Beast Whisper. It dies to a lot. And we're gonna force a little bit of pressure onto our opponent here. I value my life total quite a lot, but I think it's about time to do some damage. I don't mind taking the 1. If they attack with 1, yeah, never mind. They just straight up killed Beast Whisperer. I was gonna say if they... Oh, they didn't attack. So Galta costs 6. We need Land of War or another land. If I attack, they kill Land of War. Or they deal 1 to my face. I think having them do it to Land of War is better than having them do that to my face. They're going to preserve 6 of their life. Works out pretty well for them. How have they gained life? Oh, Sovereign's Bite. Right. They blocked it. I was a little taken back there. That's only 3 life. Oh, they blocked it the first time, of course. I am paying attention a whole lot this game, but that's alright. So they're actually going to go face with the Firebrand. I can kill them faster, but I don't know if I want to get in a pissing match. Especially since that they'll be able to trigger Spectacle. Alright, we can get Galta out now. That will let us swing in for 6. Good game, they say. I think we get our first win. I think we get our first win, and we probably don't even get to play it out. They're going to do one to our face, which means that they have Spectacle enabled. I doubt they're saying good game because they have lethal. And they scoop. Well, at least we won on a victory. The compost leafy garbage pile finally did something. It beat it beat a mana screwed Rakdos deck. We did it, everyone. We did it. We did it. Alright. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just delete this deck right now. If you happen to see another deck in here that you really want to see be played out, comment it down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you on the flip side. Bye!